everyone, and welcome back to Presley Mania. We are going to be talking about GWS auctions again today. And if you have not been following my channel for any length of time, you may wonder who they are. I suggest you go back and watch some of my past videos. They could be linked as GWS auctions. They could be linked as Bridget Cruz and Priscilla Presley and the auctions that they have done together. It is quite a web that has been woven. GWS auctions and Priscilla Presley have been hand in hand for several years now, and there have been some items that she was involved with when GWS was auctioning them off, and they have been questioned. I'm not sure that it's Priscilla necessarily that is being questioned, although her name has been thrown into the mix. But there are several items that have come out within the last few years that people have said were not what they were marketed to be, and that they purchased them to find out later that they really weren't what they thought they had bought, that they were indeed a fake. Today we're going to talk about one of Elvis's guns. Last week I mentioned Elvis's black Grommet jacket that Graceland is saying that GWS has a fake jacket that they were trying to sell. GWS says that it is the real deal. Is it? I don't know. But all I know is that when there is smoke, there is usually fire. So where is all of this smoke coming from? And is there indeed something burning somewhere? I don't know. But let's delve into this and see what is going on. Okay, today we're talking about a gun that was auctioned off by GWS Auctions and purchased. And there was a post made on Facebook that said basically this, that this buyer had recently purchased this artifact from an auction, and it was at let me tell you, it was at the Hilton Estate and Elvis Presley Artifacts auction that was held by GWS, and that they bought Elvis's Baby Browning semi-automatic pistol. And I have a picture of it. Can you guys see that? It's a picture of the gun that was sold. And they said that the authorization letter that was provided for it was fake. And after reaching out for a verification, that GWS agreed to refund his money. But it has been over 45 days and he is still waiting for the refund, even though the gun has since been picked up and is not in his possession any longer. This person warns to be cautious when purchasing anything from them. Do I know if this is true or not? No. But again, remember I said where there's smoke, there's fire. If this were the very first thing that had ever been brought up about them, I might give it a pass, but it's not. So who's at fault here? I don't know. Is the gun a fake? I don't know. Let's delve into this a little bit more, shall we? Okay, this particular gun was originally sold at an auction by Julian's, okay? And it sold for $16,250. What it recently sold for at this other auction, I can't find a listing for it. I can't find a price. But it was sold at Julian's for $16,250. So inevitably, whoever had the gun beforehand decided to sell it again. So they gave it to GWS Auctions to put it up for the bid. The gun came with a letter, an affidavit, and certificate of authenticity from Richard Grob, or Dick Grobe. I think you say it Grobe. Dick Grobe, Richard Grobe. And it said that I, Richard Grobe, head of security and personal friend of Elvis Presley, do hereby attest to the authenticity of the item listed below. Elvis Presley's .25 caliber automatic pistol. This small fabric National Browning .25 caliber automatic pistol bearing the serial number, and it lists it, and damage to grip on gun was the personal property of Elvis Presley's. Elvis carried this gun in his boot. One day, while riding his motorcycle in Palm Springs, Elvis dropped the gun in turn, breaking the grip on the gun. The gun was retrieved 2 hours later. Okay, so that is the letter that went with the gun when it was sold at Julian's. When GWS sold it, they attached this same letter of authenticity to the gun. The serial numbers indeed match. The ones from GWS match the serial numbers from Julian's. So, did they both sell a gun that wasn't real? And how do they know that it isn't? It's all a very, very deep web. It's hard to know anymore. It's hard to know exactly what to believe and what not to believe. I am hoping that at some point to get someone on here who is incredibly knowledgeable and to help sort out some of this auction mess, because if you are wanting to get into collecting Elvis artifacts, you want to make sure, number one, that they are authentic. But I haven't really heard a lot about things from other auction houses that are having this problem. But GWS seems to be getting thrown into the news more and more and more. Is it because of the lawsuit going on between Priscilla and Bridget Cruz? Or is it the fact that there's something kind of shady going on? I really don't know. Could GWS have maybe been caught in the middle on this transaction because Julian sold it before? It was apparently verified. They get the same thing, that it has the same serial number on it with the same letter of authenticity from Dick Grobe. Possibly. But it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, I know a lot of you wonder, why are Elvis's things going on the auction block? Well, let me give you a little background. From the last show I did, there were several questions that came up. Why are they selling this item of Elvis's? Why did they sell the black Grommet jacket? Why did they sell this jumpsuit? Why are they selling his Bible? Well, let me explain a little bit that I do know how these work. Elvis Presley Enterprises has not sold this gun. They did not give it to GWS for it to be sold. The black Grommet jacket, I have no idea. Graceland still has the black Grommet jacket. How did GWS get another one? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But this gun in particular, the way it came on the auction block is this. The gun was given from Elvis to his security person, Dick Grobe, okay? Dick turns around and decides, I'm going to sell it. Same thing has happened with many of the Bibles that were in Elvis's possession. He gave them away. The people he gave them to then turn around and sell it. Like I talked about last week, there was a book that he had given Tish Henley, the prophet, and she put it up for auction. The reasons why they do it is really not our concern. A lot of times when people tend to get older and there are health issues and things, they need money, they need cash. So they sell things that are valuable. Do they want to part with them? 9 times out of 10, probably not. But sometimes the need for money is greater than the item that they're holding on to. I know it would be very hard for me to have to sell something of Elvis's that was given to me as a personal gift. But if, the need arose and you had to have something, you can kind of understand why they would do that. I just don't want you all to be confused and think that Graceland or Riley or Lisa Marie had been giving away items and saying, oh, we don't want this anymore, just auction it off. No, that is not what's happened to a lot of this stuff. Now, I do know that Graceland has had some auctions in the past, and I think the money was benefiting charities and that type of thing. So I hope that gives you a little better insight information into what goes on with some of these auctions. But this gun has got me perplexed. If indeed it is a fake, how do you go about doing that and actually copying the serial number? And how do you find out for sure that it isn't real? Is it a real gun? Yeah. But did it belong to the person that they're claiming it belonged to? I mean, this gun sold at Julian's for $16,250. That is not a small sum of money. What it sold for at GWS, like I said, I cannot find that. But how do you know that it isn't real? I was looking to see if he said, it says the gun turned out to have a fake authorization letter. So are they saying that the affidavit and certificate of authenticity given by Richard Grommet, that maybe that had been tampered with in some way? If that's the case, and it wasn't ever given to Dick Grove, and if, in fact, Dick Grove, maybe he didn't sell it, how do we verify it was ever Elvis's gun to begin with? I don't know. Oh, I wish I had somebody on here who could give me some inside information. Maybe some of you can. So if you know any more details about this gun, please let me know. I do think it is something that we need to keep an eye on, and we need to always be aware and do a lot of research on what we are purchasing in the Elvis Artifacts world, to make sure that the item has been verified, that we know for sure that it was something that Elvis had, and that the money that we're spending on it is definitely going to purchase something that we really want. And you would do that if you're a collector, because you want it to be definitely something that belonged to Elvis. I can't imagine. I would be so disappointed to find out that something I had purchased that I thought was Elvis's turned out to be not his at all. And like I said, I don't know if They are saying that this gun was duplicated and maybe it's a fake gun, or if they're saying this particular gun didn't belong to Elvis at all and that the letter is a fake. Dick Grove has passed on. I don't know how, if maybe somebody in his family could verify it. Obviously, the guy who returned the gun to GWS is still waiting on them to reimburse him his money. That doesn't look good. He said it's been over 45 days. This auction was done on May 25th, 2024 in Agoura Hills, California. And like I said, it was the Hilton Estate and Elvis Presley Artifacts auction. So, kind of makes you want to just, I don't know, feel like, it makes me feel like kind of ick, to be honest with you, because I feel so sorry for this guy who purchased something that it turns out to be not what he thought it was. And if it sold for $16,250 at Julian's, I wonder what it sold for this time. If any of you know, let me know. Put it in the comments down below. And anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this little segment. And like I said, if you were kind of lost about GWS auctions and Bridget Cruz and her relationship to Priscilla and how all this fits into the Elvis world puzzle, go back and check some of my old videos and you'll be able to catch up and understand exactly what I'm talking about here. So anyway, until next week, y'all, have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. And remember, you only get one shot at this life, so live each day to the fullest, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you.